This PSN New Year sale has been absolutely massive, and today I've got 15 more games to share with you all, covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. Now if you're not seeing a game you were expecting, drop it in the comments below, would love to hear them, but also maybe check out one of the other 3 videos we've already covered on this sale. Those are linked in the comments below. That's going to be 45 more games, all still live right now. Alright, so if you do enjoy this video, do us a favour, hit that subscribe button, helps the channel a huge amount, and yeah, let's get into it. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is 38% off, matching its lowest pricing for only the second time. Really enjoyed it. It's definitely more of an evolution than a revolution, but that's not a bad thing. The expanded city with Brooklyn and Queens feels fresh, and switching between Peter and Miles definitely adds variety. While it didn't hit me as hard as the first game, I think it still delivers everything fans could want. Now the story here, it's pitting Peter and Miles against major threats like Venom, Kraven the Hunter and the Lizard, while also exploring the personal struggles of being Spider-Man. Gameplay wise then, web swinging is faster and more dynamic with the addition of web wings, and combat of course feels incredibly satisfying with each character bringing unique powers. On PS5 then, features like haptic feedback and adaptive triggers, they make every swing and hit feel even more immersive. Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles is an absolute treat for fans of the anime, and it's my favourite anime brawler to date. And the visuals capture the show's art style beautifully, and the simple controls deliver accessible yet epic battles. While the exploration segments are linear and basic, I do think they're a fun way to revisit iconic locations from the series. This said, look, if you're not into Demon Slayer, probably won't resonate as strongly, but for fans I do think it is a must play. Now the story here, it's covering Season 1, following Tanjiro as he embarks on a journey to restore his sister Nezuko's humanity after a tragedy transforms her into a demon. It's kind of this emotional, action-packed narrative. It's sticking pretty much on point to the source material. Gameplay then, it includes a solo mode to relive that journey, and a versus mode for offline or online 1v1 battles. The roster of course then features fan favourite characters, and the straightforward controls, it means anyone can dive in, while it still offers enough depth for competitive play. It's 75% off, matching its lowest price. TMNT Shredder's Revenge is 40% off, matching its lowest price, and while it's available on PS Plus Extra, it's a game that's worth owning. Now as a fan of the Turtles, especially this era, I think it nails everything. It looks fantastic, the multiplayer is chaotic, and the controls, they feel great. It's just a love letter to both the franchise and classic brawlers. It's easily one of the best in recent memory. Now the story then, it's kind of classic TMNT. Shredder and Krang up to their usual schemes, with Bebop and Rocksteady stealing devices from Channel 6 to aid their plans. The Turtles take on this threat across iconic locations, and yeah, it's packed with nostalgic callbacks and, of course, over-the-top action. The gameplay then, it's a polished take on the side-scrolling beat-em-up. Each turtle has unique moves and abilities, keeping each playthrough fresh. You can then go solo or team up with up to 6 players locally or online for pure mayhem, and the story modes adds progression, upgrades and challenges. Definitely keeps things interesting basically. Also finally, visually, the pixel art captures the vintage TMNT vibe perfectly, and the music is a winner. Atomic Heart is back at 60% off, matching its lowest price. It's one I've been asked about a lot over this last week or so because of this sale. Now I reviewed it on the channel, find that below, but for me it's a mixed bag. The concept, a utopian world turned nightmare, is fantastic, but the execution doesn't quite stick the landing. Repetitive missions, a sparse open world, and a story that starts strong but kind of fizzles out. It all holds it back basically. Also at launch, bugs didn't help either, but I'm sure they've been patched since. That said though, look, there are moments of fun here. I gave it originally a 5 out of 10, that's average here on the channel. But at this price, it might be worth a shot if the concept grabs you. If you're on PS Plus as well, maybe check out the free 2-hour trial to see if it's gonna be for you. There's also some solid paid DLC available as well. Now the story is probably its best feature in a sense of what the kind of the world it throws you into, but it takes place in an alternate Soviet era utopia where robots have gone rogue and mutant creatures now roam free. So basically what was once a technological paradise has become a nightmare. It's almost Bioshock-esque. Yeah, your mission is to uncover the truth behind the chaos. Gameplay then, it's basically first-person combat focus, blending gunplay with abilities from an experimental power glove. That combat is good fun though. It definitely encourages you to adapt to different enemy types. You'll want to use the environment, and also you'll want to upgrade your arsenal to survive. Again, look, it's not perfect, but at this discounted price, maybe it's worth considering if you're intrigued by its dystopian setting and unique premise. Alan Wake 2 gets a hefty discount at 50% off a new low price. I just finished it, and while the combat feels more functional than standout, much like the original, I think everything else around it is exceptional. The story is brilliantly written, the environments are creative and atmospheric, and the horror elements deliver genuinely chilling moments. I'm going to be diving into the DLC next, cannot wait. Now the story is following two protagonists, FBI agent Saga Anderson, investigating ritualistic murders in Bright Falls, and then Alan Wake trapped in the twisted dark place, fighting to rewrite his reality and escape. Now their stories are deeply intertwined, connecting across these different worlds. The gameplay though, it's leaning into survival horror, with limited resources and of course relentless enemies. Light here is going to be your greatest weapon and refuge. I really love that feature, the way it's kind of leveraging these light sources. But overall, definitely worth a look. In fact, I would consider it a must play. Shinobi Non Grata is 30% off, hitting a new low price, and if you're a fan of retro-inspired Ninja Gaiden style action, it's a must-play. It sticks to the classic 2D platforming formula with tight controls, incredible difficulty, but it adds modern twists like a large arsenal of weapons. If you're into old-school challenges, basically, but with kind of a fresh spin, I think this one is a great time. Now, it's set in 1838 during Japan's Tempo era. You play as Kaina, a descendant of the Fuma Shinobi clan, fighting against the demon-allied Aboro Ito clan. Story is straightforward, but it sets the stage for what is a fast-paced, blood-soaked journey. And I think really, given its retro influences, let's face it, the gameplay is the highlight here. You're armed with your sword and 6 additional weapons, and you'll be facing off against supernatural enemies across some really beautifully designed stages, from shrines to haunted mansions. Of course then, it's all wrapped up with these epic boss encounters. Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle is 50% off, matching its lowest price, and this game remains one of the most underappreciated anime adaptations out there. While some locations do admittedly feel a little empty, the thrill of zipping through the air with your omnidirectional mobility gear and taking on titans, it just makes up for it. It is chaotic, it's exciting, and it's a rush every time a titan appears. Just be warned here, be sure to grab the Final Battle Edition. It includes a ton of DLC and expansions. Now the story in this expanded edition spans the first 3 seasons of the anime, letting you relive key moments alongside the original cast. What I really like though is you can create your own character, allowing you to experience the events from a unique perspective outside of course, that core anime. Gameplay then focuses on mastering that omnidirectional gear, letting you soar through open skies to target Titan's weak points, and then new tools like Thunder Spears and anti-personnel gear mix things up. It just allows different strategies for combat. It also then includes, in this version, territory recovery mode, where you build a dream team and reclaim land beyond the walls. Cuphead and the DLC is 30% off, matching its lowest price. This bundle is a masterpiece, but warning, not for the faint of heart. It's incredibly challenging. Now the base game, it's a boss rush game with some run and gun moments, but it's all topped off with these stunning hand-drawn visuals, and of course the boss battles, just absolutely incredible. And the main game centers on battling larger-than-life bosses while paying off a debt to the devil. The DLC adds Miss Chalice, a new playable character with unique abilities, alongside of course fresh boss encounters and a new storyline featuring Chef Saltbaker. Both the animation and jazz soundtrack here, they stand out. It makes every moment a treat. You could screenshot any scene of this game and frame it, put it on your wall. It is art. Then again, look, a warning for the 3rd or 4th time I've said it, but incredibly difficult. Be aware of that. But the satisfaction of victory, it is unmatched. 13. Sentinels Aegis Rim is 65% off. I think this is a must-play for fans of complex narratives. Now, Vanillaware delivers a sci-fi mystery here told through 13 characters' perspectives, blending time travel, conspiracies, and humanity's survival into one gripping story. The gameplay alternates between 2D side-scrolling exploration and tactical combat, and the exploration segments here, it just highlights Vanillaware's signature hand-painted art, while the combat pits customizable Sentinels against kaiju in strategic top-down battles. Honestly, in these moments, I wouldn't come here for the combat. It's incredibly easy, even on the highest difficulty, but the storytelling just elevates this beyond any game out there. For anyone who loves intricate plots, stunning visuals, and unique gameplay, I think this is a must-buy. I give it 10 out of 10 nearly every time I talk to it. Visions of Mana is 30% off a new low price. This is one of my pickups of the week, and after enjoying the free 5-hour trial, I'm ready to dive into the full experience. The story is following Fal and Hina as they journey to the Mana Tree, uncovering truths about their world while grappling with questions of fate and free will. The gameplay features semi-open fields, dynamic battles, and also you'll be switching between characters and classes, or your companions, they help with traversal. The world design I'm really liking so far. It definitely embraces that classic Mana spirit, and I can't wait to check out that full release. My second pick of the week then is Dragon Age The Veilguard, which is 40% off a new at low price. This is my other pick of the week, as I said. My second pick of the week then is Dragon Age The Veilguard. This is 40% off. Now, as someone who grew up with the Dragon Age series, been eager to try this one. Now, the story, it takes place in Thedas, where two ancient gods have escaped their prison, threatening the world. You play as Ruck, tasked with uniting the Veilguard to stand against these overwhelming odds. Seems the gameplay centers on exploration, combat, and decision making, allowing you to shape your character and relationships with your companions. It promises the team building and choice driven storytelling that defines the series. And yeah, I'm excited to see how it all unfolds. Once again though, a warning with this and Visions, again they are my pickups and not recommendations, but maybe you'll want to join me for the ride. If you've already played them too, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Resonance of Fate then is a bit of a classic in my opinion, and the 4K HD edition was an exciting revival. Even in 2024, I think it still holds up, especially when it comes to its unique combat system, a mix of turn-based and real-time that feels as fresh as ever. Also, the futuristic steampunk-inspired setting adds a lot of character to the experience, so in my opinion, it makes it a standout in the genre. Now, the story, it takes place on a ravaged Earth where humanity's survival depends on a massive environmental control machine called Basil. You follow a group of mercenaries navigating a class system while supporting the ruling elite, all as the fate of the world teeters on the edge. This remaster then enhances the game with 4K visuals, bringing the steampunk aesthetic and story to life in detail. Pair it then with an incredible score, and yeah, I think this is a really underappreciated RPG experience. Liza P is 40% off, easily one of my favourite Souls-like in recent memory. I love how it takes a story of Pinocchio and kind of flips it into something dark and twisted. The combat for me though stands out. It's heavy, it's deliberate, with real weight to every move, yet it never feels sluggish. It's the animations and the way the characters react to hits that make every encounter and, I don't know, every bit of damage so satisfying. And the story, of course, places you in the role of the puppet. You've awakened in the city of Krat, which has fallen into chaos and madness. You're going to be guided by a mysterious voice, and you're navigating through what are essentially these horrifying monsters and a ton of untrustworthy figures. Your big goal is to unravel the secrets behind the elites and decide whether to face situations with truths or lies. And yeah, gameplay-wise, it's a classic Souls-like experience, but with a twist. You'll need to adapt your weapons and strategies to face the different enemies while exploring this incredible world. Also, the choice-based storytelling, I really like that element. It makes each playthrough feel a little bit, I guess, personal. So yeah, if you're into the challenging atmospheric games, well worth a look. Stray is 40% off, matching its lowest price, and what an incredible adventure this is. It's a game with a truly unique premise, a stray cat as the protagonist, and that novelty doesn't just work, it actually elevates the entire experience. This world, the lovable lead, it just all comes together so perfectly. Now, the story places you in the paws of that stray cat. You're lost and alone in a mysterious, decaying cyber city. Your goal is to navigate the neon-lit alleys and murky underbelly of this world, solving puzzles and unraveling basically an ancient mystery to escape. Along the way, you befriend a small drone, B12, who becomes your companion and helps you tackle the challenges ahead. Gameplay then is a mix of exploration, stealth, and environmental puzzles. So yeah, expect climbing, sneaking, annoying the different inhabitants. Really impressive game. Really looking forward to seeing what this studio does next. Hogwarts Legacy is our final game, and at 75% off, this is a new low price for what for many will be the dream game of Harry Potter fans. It's an action RPG that fulfills for me long-held wishes to freely explore the wizarding world, packed with a solid story and plenty to see and do. Now, if you are hesitant, PlayStation Plus members can try out a 45-minute trial to get a feel for it before diving in. Now, story-wise, it's set in the late 1800s. Hogwarts Legacy throws you into a world, basically, yes, inspired by the books, but a completely different period. You'll be attending Hogwarts as a student who holds the key to an ancient secret threatening this world. Along the way, they'll expect to make allies, battle dark wizards, and ultimately decide the fate of the magical realm. The gameplay, it's a mix of exploration, combat, customization. Expect to learn spells, brew potions, go to classes, tame magical beasts, explore iconic locations. And yeah, the design is so well done. The ability to free roam in these areas fans are going to love. On top of this, it's packed with secrets, and yeah, crafting as well. It's just incredibly impressive. Can't wait to see the next entry for the series, but if you are a fan of Harry Potter, there's no reason this should not be in your collection. That's the video done. So what will you be adding to the library this week? Let us know in the comments. With that, subscribe for weekly PlayStation content, including deals, reviews, PS Plus news, and so on. Yeah, see you on the next one. Cheers all.